Day. This is a day celebrated annually on February 13th, and it's just to celebrate the enduring significance of radio in our lives. And this year's theme is radio and climate change. Of course, just to highlight radio's pivotal role in disseminating information. And who better to have this conversation with than Victor Bwire, that is the Director, Media Training and Development at the Media Council of Kenya. Karibu sana, Victor, to studio.
Pleasure.
Now, you see, as we mark World Radio Day today, right, we also celebrate the legacy of Leonard Mambo Mbotela. I want us to just start at that particular point. You've been in the media space for years. What do you think made Mbotela such a formidable voice in Kenyan radio?
Thank you. And obviously, before the discussion, I want to send our condolences to the family for losing Mzee. Mzee Leonard Mambo Mbotela was a winner of the veteran journalist category in the annual Journalist of the Year award that is organized by the Media Council. He is one of our winners. Yeah. We honored him for the great work he had done. And obviously we'll miss him. He has written a book actually, which I was reading yesterday on Jehu Nungwana, a whole book which we will read. Yeah. Now, obviously, Leonard had a way of telling societal issues in a very, what now we are calling storytelling approach. He had a way of picking, researching on common things that happen within our society, especially negative things that we needed to stop. And he would present it in such a manner, away from the voice, the authenticity, and but he had a way of narrating the stories that many times you want to relate with, or you have a brother or a sister who does such a thing. You know, you see it. He would bring you to the crime scene, as it were, and you are seeing it. Then with that powerful voice, then he gives examples, and then obviously ending with the correcting what ought to be done, the correct thing to be done. And it helped a lot that many of the things were things that happen within ourselves. And he would relate with the audience, his audience, in so an easy manner that we are missing today. That many, as you said earlier before we started, that many of us journalists are now Gen Zs, and sometimes they have a good story, it's good, a topic, but the way we relate, we are in a hurry, that we never give ourselves time to relate, and that storytelling approach, that connecting, that many times we are doing stories for the sources. I mean, that you do a story and you tag a source, Victor, who was your guest. But Leonard could many times relate with the audience, tell people what they want to hear. You know, those, like a pastor in charge, you know, that you pick things that you observe every day in a matatu, in a market, in a church, and those are that are very negative. And he used his program, Jehu Nungwana, with his radio in a very powerful manner, interesting. But at the end of the day, he delivers a message that behavior you are doing is not good.
It's not good.
So it was not just crime, the big things, but even societal, like you mentioned, societal things. Watoto wanavuta bangi, you know, those common things. Mtoto wanatoka shule afanye homework, but he would, you know, remind parents of their responsibility, remind in a very, very powerful manner. So that approach is away from now where radio is, that approach is missing in our radio. That storytelling, that relating with the audience, that addressing one person. You know, nowadays we even talk about my audiences, my listeners. Yet in radio you only address one person. And when, for example, Leonard Mambo was doing his programs, he would pick Anne or Victor and talk to you, though it touches other people. But he will talk to you. But right now you're just saying, wapendwa sekretari wangu, you know, and all those things. So those are basic things that we need to relook, even as we grow, as even we have Gen Zs in our newsrooms. But you would see how he maintained. I was listening to Bach Machoka in the morning, and they did a program for almost 22 years. You know, when he was doing the Jehu Nungwana and Machoka was doing the Sanyo Top Sanyo for 22, maintaining an audience for that year must be not magic, but a way you would maintain. Right now, we do a program for a year, we change, you know, because we can't sometimes maintain audiences.
Yeah.
So we just need to relook and say, how do we do programs in a way that we talk to a person?
Yes.
Yeah.
And clearly,